thousands of Inkatha Freedom Party followers are expected to flock into the 65,000-seater Moses Mabhida Stadium today. Party leaders will outline strategies to address load shedding, crime, unemployment and the deteriorating state of the country's economy. Newzroom Afrika's Mnyandu is already at the Moses Mabhida Stadium and joins us now live. Ntando, very good morning to you once again. What are the numbers looking like as the IFP is optimistic that it will fill the Moses Mabhida Stadium today?
Well, poor numbers don't lie. What we have seen is that we've seen numbers camping out, members of the Inkatha Freedom Party camping outside the gate, but the gates have just been opened as you come to us, and we can see some of those members starting to trickle in, but we'll only see if numbers do match the seats here at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. As you can see behind me, members of the IFP are slowly trickling in as we try to grab some of them. Sawubona siswami, nila Moses Mabhida igama nesibongo sakho sisi?
Unolwazi Mabuza eJozini.
Okay, awusitshele siswami, yini enilindele ukuzoyizwa la kumengameli weqembu uma ekhuluma nani ethula umhlahlandlela weqembu?
Umengameli izinto eziningi esilindele ukuthi uzothuthukisa kanjani umphakathi wase South Africa. Kuningi izinto ingqalasizinda esibhekene nazo ukuthi nje like mina ngisuka emakhaya kunendawo la ubona khona ukuthi kunabantu abastrugglishayo. Siyafisa ukwazi ukuthi yini mhlawumbe angabasiza ngayo nathi siyouth ukuthi uzosiza ngani nje nokuthi okuningi umnotho wase South Africa uzokhuphula kangakanani and siyamethemba kakhulu ukuthi kukhula azokwenza. Siyamthemba nje kakhulu.
Well, Mpo, if I can come in there, she says that they are expecting the party president to touch on issues such as infrastructure, development, especially in rural areas. As she says, she comes from deep rural areas of KwaZulu-Natal. Issue of unemployment, as she's saying that more young people, suffer, lack of employment in the country. So they are putting and they are pinning their trust on Velenkosi Nihlabisa, to answer to those questions as to how will the party, should it happen that it governs South Africa or the province of KwaZulu-Natal, how will it, emerge and solve these issues of crime, issues of aging infrastructure, issues of load shedding and issues of unemployment. But let me bring in another member of the IFP. Sawubona mawami. Ninjani mama, siyakubona ugqoke kahle uze ukuzolalela ungotsha. Yini olindele ukuyizwa njengomlandeli weqembu lenkatha namhlanje?
Ngilindele ukuzwa indaba yamathuba omsebenzi nokuthi sithola amanzi nogesi, into esipha kakhulu endaweni esiqhamuka kuzona. Yebo.
Okay, siyabonga kakhulu mama.
Yebo, ngiyabonga.
Well, she's sharing similar sentiments. She's saying in areas they are coming from, load shedding is rife. So what they want to hear is how will the party, should it govern, solve the issue of load shedding in the country, the issue of lack of water. You would know that mainly in KwaZulu-Natal we've got a lot of rural areas. But what we've seen recently is that because of decaying and aging infrastructure, even those urban and semi-urban areas have been without water, owing to recent floods that have thwarted the province and owing, in a larger extent, decaying infrastructure. So they are saying they are waiting to hear if the party president will touch on those issues. Issues of unemployment, seems to be topping the agenda for more young people who are walking in. As I move out of the shot and my colleague Sibongo Ngubande gives their shot, they seem jovial, they seem upbeat, ahead of this manifesto launch as the party, is preparing itself, ahead of the May 29th elections, as it hopes, to increase its seats and its base in the National Assembly, in the National Council of Provinces, also particularly in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. As you would know that Inkatha Freedom Party appeals more to the people of KwaZulu-Natal, as its former president, founder and president emeritus, the late Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, was the darling of this province due to the fact that he was the longest serving prime minister to the Zulu nation and monarch. So we're waiting to see what will happen when Velenkosi Nhlabisa takes to the podium, to outline the party's elections manifesto for the year ahead.
Ntando, as we wait to see what comes out of the manifesto, we do know, as you made mention of, the IFP pinning its hopes on the large turnout, and of course that in itself resulting to that X mark in the ballot box. What is very notable as the members and the people who have come out to support the IFP is the T-shirts that they're wearing of the late Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, his face on those T-shirts. Of course, the IFP believes that using the late leader's face in its campaign will yield to some sort of desirable outcome.
Well, you're spot on, Paul. You'd know that since the demise of the late President Emeritus of the Inkatha Freedom Party, the party has been traversing the province and, other provinces in the country, trying to solicit votes, gathering or garnering support, ahead of the polls. The face, of the late Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi remains, intact in those T-shirts that are worn by party members as they trickle in, and it has been the symbol of the party in as much as we've seen in pamphlets, posters, billboards. You would see that there has been an introduction of Velenkosi Nhlabisa, but who features on the prominent face of the late founder, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. So it is very critical to see if the party will maintain the same face, going to the elections. It is very critical to know if the party would have the face of the late Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi on those ballot papers as members of the Inkatha Freedom Party go in those ballot boxes, to make that historic mark, to change the things around in the country. So we are waiting to see if that will really, change or the party will continue. You would know that parties had yesterday's deadline to submit the list of their respective candidates that will feature in the ballot box. So your guess is as good as mine. The IFP sent out a media, a press release saying that they did meet the deadline. They submitted the names. So we are hoping and waiting to see if those, ballot papers are made public, to see if the face of Velenkosi Nhlabisa will be the face in the ballot paper under the IFP, or will it maintain the face of the late Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. Ntando, Mnyandu giving us a sense of the build-up as the IFP hosts its manifesto launch at the Moses Mabhida Stadium in KwaZulu-Natal. Of course, we will continue throughout the course of this morning to bring you a sense of what is happening there and the expectations ahead of that address. Now,